Greetings, everyone. It's great to be with you once again. Great to be learning with you. Thank you for everything you do in the way of service and the involvement of humanity and yourself. Our presentation today is entitled Great Woman Mystic. The AMORC book, Great Women Initiates by Hélène Bernard, brings more light to the extensive and inspiring contributions of women to the spiritual evolvement of humanity. We will follow up on that book and consider further some of the great developments and lessons of mysticism exemplified in the lives of women. In that regard, we'll draw up an image for you. And we'll see before us a portrait of Hilma af Klint by Helena Zay. And Hilma af Klint, who lived from 1862, passed her transition in 1944, was born near Stockholm, Sweden. And she's one of the most creative artists of the 20th century. Lots of innovation in her work, as I'll show you shortly. And she was a pioneer of what's referred to as abstraction in art. And she was actually doing abstract and some called non-objective art actually before Kandinsky and Mondrian. And she mined the fields of science and spirituality for her images. This portrait has in its background various works that the artist has copied that are based on Klint's work. And we know that Hilma af Klint was deeply interested in Rosicrucianism and spiritual philosophies and esotericism and metaphysics. And some of her themes were of temples and of the tree of knowledge. In fact, in that regard, let me show you some works that she created as part of her magnum opus. These are works that are actually based on the concept of the altar. And there are works in part of a series that she did, paintings for the temple. The one we're going to concentrate the most on is the one on the far right for our meditation. It's entitled Number 1, 1915. It's oil on gold on canvas, and it's in private collection. There's been a great resurgence of interest in Hilma's life and a recognition of what amazing work she did in terms of helping give birth to a new art form, the abstract art. One thing that's special note to Rosicrucians and mystics is that the work isn't as abstract in some ways as one might think, because she's portraying inner spiritual experiences. She's experiences of psychic and mystical nature. It's intriguing that Hilma had in her life various contact with invisible masters who provided her with certain messages and imagery that she applied. But you could see as she was maturing as a mystic, that more and more she took authority and ownership of those messages and increasingly identified with them in a state of union. Similar in our Rosicrucian tradition, that first and foremost, we emphasize the master within in guiding our lives. You'll notice the various dynamic actions. In a way, here we have energies coming from the infinite plane down, focalizing on the finite plane with the spiraling energies. Here, we also have a altar piece or altar work rising up, similar into the cosmic, the great radiant light. And in the central work here, you notice the interlaced triangles and certain special sacred application of geometry, energies radiating and coming forth from the divine center. In this regard, we'll prepare soon for our meditation, but it's been very good to see increasingly in the 20th century into this 21st century that the tremendous contributions of women in all lines of endeavor, including mysticism, but also art, mathematics, and science, are being far more recognized and realizing that we all must work together, all genders must work together, all peoples must work together. It's part of our universal heritage. And indeed, in certain spiritual matters of the soul personality, the divine within, there's a transcending of gender. But all expressions must be emulated of the cosmic, and they'll take on different forms of what may be deemed through men and women and all genders. At this time, we'll have a period of meditation. For the Rosicrucians are very practical. I want to give you a first-hand experience of mysticism. And by mysticism, we mean the art and science of love. We mean the full maturation and full growing up of ourselves and humanity. We mean the direct experience of reality, just like Himmler F. Clint was conveying her spiritual and psychic experiences through her arts. We can use them to redraw or retrace back to the divine source that she was attuning with, and such as in the work before us that was part of her temple series. We can think of this as part of a great temple. Indeed, you may even wish to envision rising up into a temple when we ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum, based on her conception of the temple and these images of the altar, or your own special sacred space. You'll notice in this work, there's a rising up, there's a range of colors. Many are associated with the rainbow, the spectrum, that's all coming forth from the one divine light. The rising up that we'll do in our meditation period to that divine source of the divine within, the universal intelligence, and ultimately the divine. The outer clothing of this inner experience, through the paints and the artwork, help us to go in the opposite direction to the artist, to retrace the steps that she did, to rise up into the cosmic or the universal intelligence. So wonderfully suggested by the ascent, or indeed like a ladder, and triangular action upward, using the circle for the one unity and the radiant lines for the energy, as we'll be re-energized as we meditate. This time, you may wish to close your eyes as we prepare to ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum. We'll follow the instructions of the Rosicrucian booklet, Liber 777, that we'll give you resources on for later. It's a wonderful text to keep coming back to in one's life as we mature and grow, because it's based on a cosmic experience, just like the artwork before us is based on a cosmic experience. You may wish to close your eyes now and just take deep neutral breaths, either holding the inhalation or the exhalation. Just enjoy the gentle rhythm of the breath. And I invite you to also extend your exhalation longer than the inhalation. That'll automatically stimulate the great vagus nerve and bring about what is known as the relaxation response. And we'll spiritualize this relaxation to this experience of tranquility, calmness, equanimity, imperturbability. Calmness is essential for the healing process, whether it be taking on the place on the body, the holy temple, the body, our minds and our hearts, our overall spiritual nature. Having that calmness allows all the faculties of our being and holy temple of the body to work in unison and harmony. For healing and for self-mastery, just continue to enjoy the gentle rhythms of the breath, extending the exhalation longer than the inhalation. And breathing, if comfortable for you, a little deeper than usual, so we can feel the full effects, the air and all its special chemical constituents and subtle energies, first Rosicrucian referred to as the vital life force, the VLF. I think now you may be even starting to experience an increased sense of tingling in the body, especially starting first in the extremities, but then starting to circulate throughout the body. the vital life force. Tingling has a tonic effect, especially through the positive polarity of the vital life force, the cosmic essence. Just enjoy the enriching calmness, the incoming vital life force. We sense of the presence of our divine within, our true nature. And with the prolonged exhalation, we feel that increased relaxation. With each prolonged exhalation, there's a building or cumulative effect. Feeling more fully ourselves, more fully attuned with the master within, or the divine within, our true nature and guide in life. Just continue to enjoy this gentle period of meditation. As we purify ourselves, and transform ourselves, and heal ourselves or make ourselves whole. So working with the autonomic nervous system, that is the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, working with our breath, part of the many exercises of the Rosicrucians. They're covered in the weekly monograph lessons. We have a chance to study and apply increasingly in our lives. Let's continue to enjoy the gentle rhythm of the breath. Our breathing is one of the multitudinous vibrations throughout the cosmos and within our body and being. All linked through what the Rosicrucians referred to as the cosmic keyboard, the full range of all vibrations. Just like the piano keyboard, but vibrations extending. Lower and lower rates of vibration, higher and higher rates of vibration. Higher and higher amplitudes, lower and lower amplitudes. Full range of phenomena, from physical into the psychic and beyond. And we, as we grow and mature as students of mysticism, become like master pianists who can play the great cosmic keyboard for whatever is of need, for our growth and maturity, for our healing and the healing of others in service. Let's just continue the neutral breathing, increasingly enriched by the tingling vital life force circulating within us. As we continue to prepare ourselves for the ascent to the heights of the celestial sanctum, by applying our breath and increasing awareness of the master within. One of the special features of our studies as Rosicrucians in our home sanctums is we have an increasing attunement with all others, including all other seekers and students. And we feel their increasing presence in their journey with us to the heights of the celestial sanctum. In that spirit, let us be cognizant of and attuned with the daughters of the Rose Croix, the seekers and masters of the light. As I speak their name, you may wish to inhale in. And inhale now, past Grand Master, Sir Jean Goodson. So we inhale past Supreme Grand Lodge officer, Sora Martha Lewis. And as we inhale, past legate and co-founder, Sora Maybank Stacy. Sora Ela Wheeler Wilcox. Sora Marie Corelli. Shamanic healer of the people, Ivabnik. Divine messenger and conscience of the people, Sojourner Truth. Resplendent messenger of the light, Jane Lead. Courageous leader and prophetess, Donna Beatrice of the Congo. Daughter of the divine, Rose of Lima. Fervent and victorious, Master Mary, the Incarnation of Quebec. Radiant and wise Master, Teresa of Avila. August Master, Catherine of Siena. Most courageous and holy knight, Joan of Arc. Wise and serene Master, Julian of Norwich. Cathar perfect, as Claremont of Foix. Most accomplished Master, Hildegard of Bingen. Divine lover, divine Master, Hadwich of Antwerp. Divine teacher and Sufi Master, Rabia al-Bashra. Most compassionate Master, Mary Magdalene. Daughter of Demeter, priestess and prophetess. Diotima of Mantia. Most exalted daughter of the heavens, Queen Nefertiti. Demeter, Persephone. Venus, Isis, Magna Mater. We invoke you. We attune the cosmic with you as we prepare to ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum. In this spirit, let us apply following prayer and invocation with this in complement. May the divine essence of the cosmic infuse my being and cleanse me of all impurities of mind and body, that I may enter the celestial sanctum and attune in pureness and in worthiness. So mote it be. And let us ascend. Use all your inner psychic faculties and imaginative capacity to picture yourself rising up over your building, your home, your office, above the room you're dwelling in, above the architecture below, even your neighborhood and streets. Enjoy the exhilaration of the ascent, seeing all the system and order below. the wonder and beauty of it all. And see below your town, your city or geographic area. You continue to rise up over your county, even above the weather systems. Now even above your province or state, seeing the landforms below, the sea, the ocean, the lakes, farmers' fields, the mountains, the deserts, the hills, whatever is applicable to your province or state. Let us continue to rise faster and faster, using great spiritual energy within. Take in now our entire great nation or country. Now, our continent, our entire hemisphere. Now, the entire beautiful blue jewel of the earth. Its great bodies of water, swirling weather systems, the landforms, rotating about its axis, the satellite of the moon revolving about it. Let us use all our inner spiritual force to rise up faster and faster, way beyond the speed of light. Seeing the beautiful elliptical orbits of planets around the sun, our solar system. As we rise higher and higher, faster and faster, beyond stellar phenomena, quasars and the pulsars, the black holes helping balance the universe, even great nebula, myriad stars as we move faster and faster through our great home galaxy, the Milky Way. Increasingly enjoying the exhilaration of the ascent, the great sea of vibrations of the cosmic keyboard. As we take in and realize our experience both physically, but also in an inward psychic and spiritual way, revealing the harmony of the spheres, the music of the spheres, the wondrous and joyous music of all creation. As we go faster and faster, going higher and higher, exiting from the great arm of our local home, the Milky Way. Look back at its great spiraling arms, rotating about its axis. Continue to rise higher and higher past other galaxies and myriad stars and nebula, past the great cosmic web joining the stars. See clusters of galaxies all around us. Increasingly sense the vastness of the universe, suggestive of the divine consciousness that is infinite, viewed within us in all things. We rise higher and higher, faster and faster. Applying the law of correspondence, where as we rise up, we go deeper and deeper in matched action, as above, so below. Going past myriad stars and clusters of galaxies, clusters of galaxies, super clusters of galaxies. Sense the great harmonious action of the entire universe, revolving about a great cosmic axis spoken of since ancient times by mystics and philosophers. Sense this stupendous action of the universe, revolving like a top about a central axis, inspiring, invigorating action. As we go faster and faster, way beyond the speed of light, let us sense the presence of the cosmic axis and speed towards its midpoint. As we reach that midpoint, let us slow up and dwell for a while at the center of the universe, and by the law of correspondence at the center of our being. Let us apply further instructions of the booklet Liber 777 and visualize our personal celestial sanctum, maybe inspired by the paintings of the temple by Hilma af Klint, or maybe an inspiring temple on earth that you're familiar with, or it may simply be the enriching, expansive view of the cosmos all around you, or an inspiring place of nature back on earth, which is by a seashore or a high hill or mountaintop, taking in the vast view suggestive of the cosmic consciousness we're increasingly attuning with at the heights of the celestial sanctum. Fill in the sights and sounds and all the inner deep emotional, psychic impressions with great gratitude, increased awareness of the cosmic, universal intelligence back of the cosmos. So we fill in our impressions, our personal celestial sanctum. Make it real, make it vital. You may wish to picture spiritual seekers with us on this conference call today. All Rosicrucian students and seekers throughout the face of the earth and the cosmos. The visible and invisible masters, the Grand Lodge and Supreme Grand Lodge officers, the Rosicrucian Order AMORC, who may be conducting a special sacred convocation at the heights of the celestial sanctum now. Fill in all these sights and sounds and inner impressions. We visualize them, and later we'll release the visualization. Now soon we'll release our visualization, being at the heights of the celestial sanctum. And say together as we release our visualization, if it pleases the cosmic, it is done, so mote it be. Now let us dwell at the heights of the celestial sanctum, the center of our being, applying the law of silence and the law of cosmic attunement. Just feel all there is to feel. Apply the increased sensitivity that comes through cosmic attunement and meditation. Just continue to be receptive, to let go, to surrender to the integrated state that's always within us. Surrender to the divine within. Find your mind wandering, just lovingly and gently bring it back to the celestial sanctum, the center of your being, increasing realization of the inner self, the divine within. Now let us conduct a further spiritual operation of the work and worship of the Rosicrucian Order M. during this period of meditation. I invite you to participate with me as part of the Silent Council in the work of the Council of Solace of the Rosicrucian Order AMORC. From the depths of our being, let us use great spiritual energy, just as we rose up lights of the celestial sanctum, to radiate love and well-being to all those who petition the Grand Lodge for guidance and healing. Let us radiate love and well-being to all those who petition the affiliate bodies of the Rosicrucian Order AMORC for guidance and healing. And let us radiate love and well-being to all those you know who are in need of guidance and healing. And let us radiate love and well-being to all sentient beings throughout the cosmos who are in need of guidance and healing. Just let the love and well-being radiate out from the depths of your being with tremendous rapidity, like a great searchlight going out throughout the cosmos to all in need. Feel the exhilaration of the flow. Knowing this is part of our mission in life, part of our full birthright, being a human, at one with the divine consciousness. So let the flow continue. At a certain point, I think you may find it'll speed up even more, and you'll know you're reaching those in need. And you find too that you can let go of conscious effort. Flow will continue through the guidance of the inner self. When that happens, just continue to let go and let the spiritual action, the cosmic attunement unfold. Soon we'll formally conclude this period of sending metaphysical aid, but we'll continue our period of meditation a while longer. Conclude this period of absent healing. I invite you to say with me, assured that the radiations will continue as a way of life on the mystical path. If it pleases the cosmic, it is done. So mote it be. Now let us continue to surrender to the divine within and be at one with the one, experiencing as the cosmic mind experiences, assuming the cosmic mind. Soon begin our descent from the heights of the celestial sanctum. This time you wish to maybe to apply the law of gratitude, expressing our heartfelt thanks to all those who have taught us well, to all those who have loved us well, to all those who have sacrificed on our behalf, to all those who have encouraged us. Now, applying further the instructions of the booklet Liber 777, let us begin our descent from the heights of the celestial sanctum, moving at tremendous speed way beyond the speed of light, past the myriad superclusters of galaxies, galaxies, myriad stars and stellar phenomena, past the great cosmic web connecting the stars, quasars, the pulsars, the asteroids, planets, the black holes, and we see in the distance the great wonder of the Milky Way galaxy, great arms spiraling about its center. As we get close to the Milky Way galaxy, let us plunge into it, past myriad stars and nebula, and enjoy the great harmony of the Milky Way and the cosmos, matching the great harmony within ourselves. And see in the distance our solar system, the great fiery ball of the sun, to come to the beautiful blue jewel of the earth, and come to the hemisphere we left off, our continent, our great nation or country, our province or state, our county, our city or town, local geographic area, and our neighborhood. Let us say together again the following prayer and invocation. May the God of my heart sanctify this attunement of self with the celestial sanctum. So mote it be. And let us continue to descend on our home, our office or building. And when you're ready, you may wish to stretch and open your eyes, feeling rejuvenated, regenerated, reintegrated, re-energized, and rested. All the more ready in the work and worship of the Rosicrucian Order, AMORC, now and always. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue now with our presentation, Great Women Mystics. Similar to the book Great Women Initiates by Hélène Bernard, which I alluded to earlier, we'll consider the lives of some great figures in mysticism, great workers for the evolvement of humanity, inspiring figures like Mary Magdalene, related to in the Gospel of Mary, and how she was much beloved of the Master Jesus, and one of her most profound students. But also inspiring mystics who wrote, for example, Thunder Perfect Mind, found in the Nag Hammadi Library. In a way, as a profound statement, can be associated with the all-encompassing wisdom of Isis. Also, let us note before us inspiring image of the mystic Sojourner Truth. She was born with the name Isabella Balmfrey in 1797. She experienced a great initiation or transition or passing in 1883. She was born in Dutch-speaking Ulster County in New York. And she had a wonderful direct communion connection with spirituality and cosmology. She combined her heritage of Christianity and her African roots. She preached extensively to large groups. She was a dynamic, charismatic figure. She was known as endowed in the spiritual mysteries, an exemplary, a child of God, and eminently gifted and favored by the divine, as one commentator mentioned. She experienced great hardships and struggles, being born into enslavement and being sold as a slave, and multiple times. Finally, she escaped. With a great initiative, she started to fight slavery and had a recognition and advocate for abolition, but also temperance and for civil and women's rights in the 19th century. And as a Black person, as a woman, she fought great odds and had to be a formidable figure. But her great depth of her spirituality gave her that energy from the infinite plane to the finite plane. You notice on this inspired artwork based on a blanket design with the various squares that have been sewn together, the symbolism of the swift and the plants and her intense stare and the great energy and actions that her hands have done through all their manual tasks throughout her life and all the heading of households that she guided. And we see a close-up here. We see the artist's depiction of the full power that's come through the artist to portray to us at the presence of Sojourner Truth. We know that Sojourner tells us that my name was Isabella. But when I left the house of bondage, I left everything behind. I wanted to keep nothing of Egypt on me. And so I went to the Lord and asked him to give me a new name. The Lord gave me Sojourner because I was to travel up and down the land, showing the people their sins and being a sign unto them. Afterwards, I told the Lord I wanted another name because everybody else had two names. And the Lord gave me Truth because I was to declare the truth to the people. And you see there both an inner spiritual meaning and a literal one that she conveys so beautifully to us, according to her readiness and maturity. And it struck that Sojourner Truth said, I will shake every place I go, which in a way reminds me very much of the Master Jesus saying that he would baptize by fire. Indeed, Sojourner spoke of that she received the baptism of the Holy Spirit, the baptism of fire. And she mentioned that she was, I am a woman's rights. She was the living embodiment of women's rights. In regard to one of her renowned speeches, she said into one of those who'd spoken before, that the lady has spoken about Jesus, how he never spurned women from him, and she was right. When Lazarus died, Mary and Martha came to him with faith and love and besought him to raise their brother. And Jesus wept, and Lazarus came forth. And how came Jesus into the world? Through God who created him and women who bore him. These are examples of the deep wisdom of Sojourner Truth and the great upliftment of humanity she undertook as her mission in life, as one of the great mystics before us and with us. I'd like to also mention another great mystic, Evanvnik. Evanvnik was born during the 19th century. She was an Inuit woman shaman and a spiritual leader, an oral poet. In a symbolic way before you, I show depicted a print by an Inuit artist, Kenujak Ashevik. It's paper graphite ink. It was done between 1990 and 2000. You see here the transformation that the shaman woman is undertaking for the birds or ravens as an act of transformation for the healing of her people, and using all the energies of nature to exact that harmonious action. Central to the shamaness or shaman's actions, including Avavnik, that there would be contact with Sedna. Sedna, in a way, is an Inuit goddess, a divine being, the mother and mistress of the sea. The shaman would descend into the great waters to comb Sedna's hair to release the animals for the benefit of the Inuit peoples, and also increase the harmony of nature. This act of combing was an act of appeasement, but also an act of attunement with the divine. We know that this shamaness of Avnik came into her powers by a great glowing fiery ball that descended from the sky one night. And she felt all within her a great glowing light. And that nothing was hidden from her. And then when she went into her shamanic or cosmic attunement light did, she was then able to purify all she came in contact and to read their hearts. It's profound to know that the shaman was at the heart of the healing for her peoples. In a way, this is true for all mystics and part of the Rosicrucian tradition in healing and the radiation of love and well-being to all. You do it selflessly as a channel of the cosmic, but also increasingly identified as one with the one, expressing and emulating the cosmic. We have passed down to us an invocation and poem that this great shaman used to enter into the trance or the shamanic state for healing and attunement with the cosmic. It's been the title of it is The Great Sea, or sometimes referred to as the Earth of the Great Weather. Translated into English as follows: the great sea frees me, moves me, as a strong river carries a weed. Earth and her strong winds move me, take me away, and my soul is swept up in joy. Now let us continue another master mystic. I've depicted before you the image of a Dutch woman with the wing bonnet. It's a portrait dating from around circa 1440, medium of oil on oak panel. I indicate it as it shows a Dutch woman of the medieval period, after a Beguine woman mystic, Hadwich of Antwerp, who lived in the 13th century, approximately 2 centuries before. And Hadwich of Antwerp was known for poems or letters and visions she described in writings. Just like the piercing eyes that we have in the figure before us, she used the language of amorous encounters to convey the uniting of our outer self with our inner self, with the human person with the divine. It's the full uniting or becoming one with the one that is at the heart of the mystical experience. As this Beguine mystic said, love is everything. The Beguines were a lay religious order from the medieval period, active in the Low Countries such as Holland. In one of the Hadwich's poems, which is often given the title You Who Want, It reads as follows. You who want knowledge, seek the oneness within. There you will find the clear mirror already waiting. And is commonly done with mystics. The great administrators, as we see in our Grand Masters, there's also a great sense of service. Beguines would work to administer to the poor, to support the homeless, those who are widowed, or those who are lost in their way. Just as Mary and the Master Jesus for them did. This is the same spirit the spiritual master Hagman preceded. And we're so fortunate to have extensive her writings becoming more extensively translated in recognition that she, like all of the other great mystics, provided a roadmap to humanity to make their way back home to their divine and true nature, fully to identify with the divine within, to come into the full maturation in love. The final mystic that I want to emphasize to you is Rabia, often known as Rabia al-Basra or Rabia Adawawi. She lived from approximately 716 to 801 CE, so in the early medieval period in Iraq. You'll see in the image before you a modern drawing, but it relates to things that she mentioned. She was often referred to as carrying a pitcher of water you see in the left, and a torch on the right. Because she talked about if you come into hell, pour water on it, and if you come into paradise, burn it down. In a way, she meant going beyond images, going into the deepest esoteric experience of things, beyond words, beyond sense impressions, to the direct experience, not in the construct of a map, but entering the actual territory and being one with it. We know that she was a great teacher of both men and women and all genders, as a Sufi master. Here we see a depiction of her, an illuminated manuscript of her on the left, and also associated with her teachings to do with the sama, or the dancing, the whirling of the dervish, harmonizing with the music of the spheres, the inner harmony. And the Rosicrucians refer to the harmony in all senses and all levels. Now, Rabia, one of her mystical writings, and she was a profound poet, is as follows. And then the poems have been entitled, O my Lord, if I worship you from fear of hell, burn me in hell. If I worship you from hope of paradise, bar me from its gates. But if I worship you for yourself alone, grant me the beauty of your face. So you see again that deep penetrating nature, to go beyond images, to go beyond time and space, into that pure experience of love and oneness, which we had experience of in our cosmic attunement with this celestial sanctum, and built up momentum from it. Also, the reference to the face of the divine is a deep esoteric and exoteric tradition, but the face, one of the greatest experience cosmic consciousness that's come into the face of the divine. There's a sense of the as above, below, the humanness of the divine, then moving beyond it to infinite love, infinite knowledge. Another poem that is very suggestive of the mystic way and of how Ravi was a great teacher to this day. And on this poem with the title, My Greatest Need Is You, your hope in my heart is the rarest treasure. Your name on my tongue is the sweetest word. My choicest hours are the hours I spend with you. Oh Allah, I can't live in this world without remembering you. So the great remembering, the working back to our divine nature. And it's wonderful to know that Rabia and these great Sufi masters who are women are increasingly getting recognized, as we see before us here now, a Sufi tuning with the cosmic, the form of the dervish, both Iraq and here in Afghanistan. The divine teachings are being passed down. Humans are coming back to their true nature. And just like in your own life and my own life, our Rosicrucian mentors have been women. They've passed down that great spirituality through the feminine mystic, just like Hélène Bernard did in her book, Great Women Initiates. Before I conclude, I'll ask Karen at this time to paste in the chat resources for you if you're so inclined. There's a special article that appeared recently in the Rose Croix Journal on great women mystics in the Rosicrucian tradition by Sora and Norha's Bike, which I would highly recommend to you, in addition to Hélène Bernard's book, Great Women Initiates. And also, I invite you, if you wish, to download from the chat the PDF copy for the resources. So at this time, in concluding, I'll say that we followed up in the spirit of the Rosicrucian AMORC book, Great Women Initiates by Hélène Bernard, that brings more light to the extensive, inspiring contribution of women to the spiritual evolvement of humanity. We followed up on that book and considered further some of the great developments and lessons of mysticism exemplified in their lives. In this manner, we continue to explore Rosicrucian laws and principles in their creative expression. And we know these laws and principles have been contributed greatly through the wisdom of women. And we've also looked at, through this manner, the application of the mastery of life, harmonious living, and service. Thank you, everyone.